Welcome back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down, and see if we find any good setup. Now remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades. Always do your own research and trade at your own risk. Okay, let's hop into the charts, and we're going to start off with the weekly candle here. And as we know, we closed a huge weekly candle last week here above the 21-day moving average, which is currently at 92,392, and Bitcoin is currently at 96,281. Now tomorrow is the next weekly candle close, and as you can see, we're well above the 21-day moving average. All we want to do is close above the 21-day moving average again, so we could have a confirmation candle. If for some reason we make a run and then we could close even higher, even better. Now I could see that possibly here we're going to have some resistance at around 99,500 right before getting to 100,000. A big round number like that, there's always a psychological type of resistance there. But if we could break through that, then it's really testing the old highs of like 109,000, 110,000. You guys know I have a falling wedge pattern here that has broken out so far, and the measured move to this is about 117,000, 120,000. But I need to also be careful. As you can see, the stochastics here are going up, and maybe if we do make that move, we'll be already toppy at that point. So if it comes down, we got to see where it's going to end up landing. So I'm curious to see what price range will be by the time the weekly stochastics are starting to get a little bit toppy. If for some reason we're only at 110,000, then we have the possibility of this being an M pattern. So we have to be weary about the possibility of that happening, where this is now an M, and then all of a sudden we could fall down, measured move in the bear market, and we fall all the way down to like 45,000, 50,000. We have to keep that in mind. So I'm very curious to see where the price of Bitcoin is going to be when the stochastics on the weekly get to the top. Now let's move on to the daily chart. And on the daily chart, as you can see, we zoom into the stochastics. Telling you guys a few days ago, this looked like it was going to roll over and start coming down, but we actually started curving back up. So it's possible we get another hump and come down, or maybe another larger hump and continue dragging, then fall down. Right now everything's looking bullish. We're above the 21-day moving average, above the 200-day moving average, and if we zoom in, the cross that I've been talking about for the past week or two has finally happened. As you can see, the 21-day moving average has just crossed the 200-day moving average. Now all we need is for the line to get closer to price action. Right now, since it's toppy, again, I wouldn't be surprised if we fell down a little bit just to meet the 21-day moving average. So we could probably get back down to the bottom of the pattern of this flag, maybe at 94K, touch the 21-day moving average, and then from there launch up to 100K. That's a big possibility there. Let's move on to the 4-hour chart. In the 4-hour chart, we just fell down. I had drawn this flag here for you guys yesterday to see if it were to fill out, but we actually dropped down here out of the flag. But this past 4-hour candle here is kind of bullish. We bounced up from the 21-day moving average, and right now the stochastics are low on the 4 hours, so I could see probably a move going back into this flag. That's also a possibility. And then looking at the 1-hour chart, this is also showing me that it's possible we could get a little move up higher, because the stochastics look like they're going to go up a little bit before they come down, and we're below the 21-day moving average right now, but we're trying to reclaim it. So this probably shows me that we might make it back into this pattern. Now taking a look at the 15-minute chart, this looks a little bit bearish. The reason is because we're below the 200-day moving average. The only thing that's supporting us right now is the 21-day moving average, but the stochastics are starting to point down. So we have to keep an eye on this and see if we lose it on the 15-minute, then the next one is going to be the 30-minute chart, where the 200-day moving average is currently at 95,821. So if we do drop down, that's probably going to be the support. If we lose it there, then we have to check the 45-minute, and the 200 there's at 95,392, similar price range. And then the 1-hour chart is also at 95. So it looks like if we do fall down, we should be able to hold support at about 95K, and then possibly start moving up from there. So right now the sentiment, guys, is I just think Bitcoin's probably maybe gonna drop down to 95K, go sideways. We have to see how the weekly candle closes tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll take it from there. But I do think that sometime next week we should at least try to challenge the 100K level. All right, that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.